Somebody laughed really loud then. But let's continue with our next epic adventurer. Now, last night we saw the first part of Alex Flynn's journey to America.
Yeah, Alex suffers from Parkinson's and he wanted to raise awareness of the disease by running, cycling and rowing across the United States. An adventure that promised to take him to the edge of endurance.
This is it, I'm in Santa Monica. This is the start of 3,563 miles to New York. Talk about biting off more than you can chew at once.
Alex's route takes him straight into the Mojave Desert. But as well as the heat, the roads are already presenting some unexpected challenges.
It really is quite scary. To be honest, they come really close and the wind just sucks you off the bike. Like now, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit scared at the moment.
He needs to keep going to stay on schedule. He's given himself just 2 days to cover the 200 miles to Mount Whitney, and the difficult conditions are taking their toll.
This seems a lot to take on. So the wind is right against you. Every time I try and go for it, it just pushes you back. It's like a big pair of hands just pushing you back.
The next morning, Alex needs something to pick up his spirits. He gets a call from his wife.
How's the baby? And he probably wants his daddy. Okay? Give him a big kiss from me, okay? Tell him his daddy loves him, okay?
You've been waiting for that all day, right?
I have been waiting all day for that, since yesterday morning. So I'm a happy man.
It's just what he needed. And over the next 4 hours, he manages an exhausting 65 miles to the bottom of the mountain.
I'm exhausted and my quads are failing. So I've got off the bike and I'm walking up. I've got the mountain tomorrow. That's 14,400 feet. Yeah, gonna hopefully do it in a day. Time is 5 to 5. We are 8,000 feet at the moment at Whitney Portal. And we're about to go up Mount Whitney. I am so feeling the altitude, thinness of air. My breathing is laboured. Walking along ledges with hundreds of feet of drop, you're just taking a chance. It's almost like gambling on the fact that the stone beneath you is not going to move and throw you all the way down the screw face. I've never been so scared in my life. Absolutely exhausted. I've drunk all my water and we're on top of Mount Whitney. Truly fantastic. I did things today that I never even thought I could actually blooming well do.
From there, Alex is now running 130 miles through Death Valley. But 3 hours in, and he's only covered 12.
A little part of me wants to go home, but that little part is not going to be listened to.
This is one of the hottest places on Earth. To make up for lost time, Alex now has to run through the night, but that has its own dangers.
Right behind me is a huge thunderstorm with loads of lightning, which, quite frankly, scares the pants off of me because we are on the flattest plain and with probably the tallest things around. There's a long way to go before I get to bed. And this is the worst part because my feet are knackered at the moment and it's gonna hurt. But the plan is we'll just go until we can't go any further.
Over the course of the night, he makes up an astonishing 31 miles, including 5,000 feet of ascent.
I live every day with shaking, stiffness, and I hate it. And I wake up every day with that, and I want that to go away. And last night I ran for miles. I had pain going up the hill, and it just seemed to switch off. And I ran, and I ran, and I ran, and it was just so good. I'm incredibly happy.
Alex pushes on to the end of Death Valley. The next 20 days see him cycle more than 2,000 miles to the shores of Lake Erie. With less than 700 miles to New York, the end is in sight. And after 3,000 miles and 35 days of incredible effort, Alex Flynn is back in the UK and he's on our sofa. What about that? Just phenomenal.
Huge congratulations on completing that mammoth challenge. And then you finally got to New York, where you were finishing.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite go to plan, did it, between the mainland and the Statue of Liberty, because you wanted to finish at the Statue of Liberty. Tell us what
Yeah,
happened.
I wanted to swim to the Statue of Liberty, and there was the US Coast Guard said they'd hold shipping and let me cross the shipping lane. The NYPD said it's fine to enter the water off Manhattan Island. The US Park Service said, no, we need 6 months' notice, and
Kidding.
you get onto the island or you go within a certain boundary of it, we'll arrest you for being a terrorist.
That's just
Wow.
Something on the CV, isn't it?
Yeah. Terrorist?
Terrorist.
It's a bit specific.
Yeah. So you
Got me
then
down to a T.
Yeah, so you went for the George Washington Bridge, didn't you,
Yes.
as a
Yes.
finish line? And what a moment that must have been. How did you feel when you knew, when your body knew that it was over?
Numb.
Just numb.
Numb.
Yeah.
I didn't have any feelings about excitement or anything else. It was just numb. I didn't have any emotion, and it was very strange. And then I woke up this morning and I thought to myself, I actually think that I'm the only person who's done the Traverse of America
Yeah.
with 4 disciplines.
How are you feeling physically now, then?
Shattered.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely exhausted.
Well, you
Yeah.
will be, yeah. And I mean, you know, thinking back to, obviously it's all just starting to dawn on you now, you know, as
Yeah.
the days go by. So what were the best highlights for you?
Best highlights, Hoover Dam, crossing that. I couldn't see properly, but it was amazing. It's actually smaller than you think.
Really?
At the top.
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Vegas?
Las
What?
Vegas.
Did you stop?
No, I didn't stop there for long. No.
Stop there for long.
But riding down the strip, and one of the support cars pulled up, the windows rolled down, and the London Calling by The Clash was played very loudly, which I thought was fantastic. But running to Badwater with my mate Mark, fantastic. That was just doing Death Valley was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And just remind us again, Alex, you know, why you did this challenge.
There are
What
3
inspired
things.
you?
The 3 things I want to do is raise awareness of Parkinson's, raise £1 million, and hopefully inspire other people that have chronic neurological diseases or Parkinson's themselves that it's not the end of the world, and you can still challenge yourself and you can still push boundaries no matter what.
Yeah. And I mean, how are you feeling? How is your body? Obviously, your family are going to be incredibly worried as well. But how are you feeling at the moment?
I feel like going home, to be honest,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and seeing my wife and spending some time with the family, and taking stock.
Because last night we saw your wife as you were preparing. She was incredibly worried, obviously. You know, how did she cope then while you were away?
I hope brilliantly. I haven't seen her for about a month and a half.
Haven't seen?
No.
Birthday, isn't it? Today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm seeing her tomorrow and get to see my family, and
That's final homecoming, isn't
that's
it?
final homecoming tomorrow.
That'd be great.
It's going to be fantastic. But what I'm more concerned about now is what other people do out there, and hopefully they'll donate through my website.
Yeah.
Very inspiring.
It's incredible.
My dad had Parkinson's, so I'm kind of interested in any good
Wow.
stories that show that people with Parkinson's can do the kind of things that you can do. There's a wonderful Barbara Thompson who plays the saxophone with Parkinson's.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
just
her.
brilliant, you know. Those are the kind of positive things that I think help people a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
Fantastic.
you've done a great job, honestly. You've really helped me.
And you can find out more about Parkinson's.